start with more money. It is better to start with more money. This is something that you would have already realized if you have played the game for some time. This is also because of your confidence of having won or equaled your beginner or basic level of bets amounts. It is better to start off with deposits of mid-level money. I will define mid-level as 20,000 rupees to 40,000 rupees. As described earlier, as a player, and also based on your financial status, you have to decide what amount corresponds to your absolute beginner, intermediate and intermediate plus levels. Illusion of a perfect technique. By now, you may have understood and won with a few techniques that helped you win at the beginner level. It may also be because of your beginner's luck. But as you proceed, you might grow overconfident that you have mastered a technique or a set of techniques. This illusion is harmful, as you may get stuck with this thought and end up continuously bet without limits and finally exhaust all the cash that you brought to the table. Remember, as in everything that we do in the world, we keep on mastering, polishing, improvising on technique. Also, we try to adapt to the current dynamics of the game, host, or simply the game day. Limitations of money in pocket. Unless your great distant relative left you an unlimited wealth in inheritance, remember, you have limitations on the money that you have or that you can budget for your gaming. This reality should be a driving force in all that you do. It does not mean that you should constantly have this thought in your mind, only that you should plan your finances correctly and work within the realms of that reality. Like, you plan a percentage of your salary or pay or savings for playing this game, and then plan how much you plan to or can spend per day. Try to stick to the limits, and then you will see that you will be able to achieve overall. Set your safe money boundaries. Remember that when we discuss later about a single game, game set, series of game sets, game day, you need to set your boundaries rigidly and maybe display the limit value as a banner where you can see it, like an animated marquee on your second monitor or a poster next to your game workstation or game seat. In any case, it has to be registered that you should not go beyond set safe money boundaries per set. If you can follow this correctly and practice in throughout your game playing, you will definitely succeed. Else, you will end up as a cat that chased a mouse long enough before it was hit hard by a moving vehicle or, in another scenario, became a dog's meal. Let us start with any on the casino games that typically pay to 2-1 for a specific bet field. If we were to bet without any technique or mathematical basis, you may go on to bet as shown. Remember, this is only a random example outcome from among thousands of outcomes that are possible while betting as described above. It is to help you understand the power of a mathematical basis where you have good control over the outcomes and not rely solely on good luck. You can very easily find out that the new player has ended up with an overall loss of 100 even after winning 2 times during the course of the above game set. In normal course of things, most players would start betting small and then increase only slightly if they keep losing. But the joy of victory will lead to an increase in the betting amount. And this pattern follows as the user wins or loses. Usually, in this pattern, the player will bet arbitrarily and just rely solely on luck, possibly some analysis of the board last winning numbers, and will eventually lose. Remember, this is not true for people who are really lucky, as most of these are fair game of chance, not just skill. But being in such luck continuously is almost like being blessed by an angel. Basics of Fibonacci explanation of never lose. This is a known basis to many who have played online casino games. For applications of other techniques, you have to first understand and learn to apply this basic technique. Let us start with Fibonacci series 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. This was created by the European mathematician Fibonacci and introduced in his book Liber Abaci at the beginning of the 13th century. Now, how will this help you in placing your bets? Fibonacci bets placed by experienced. The magic of Fibonacci can be seen above that the player has ended with winnings of 400 overall, after winning only the last bet in the game set. Driven by a strong mathematical basis, the user has no fear to keep increasing the bet even though he is losing. You see that every time by following a next Fibonacci term increase in the bet for a 2-1 payout bet, the player has managed to win 400. So, theoretically, this is like a never-lose betting style. Once you get used to this, you will enjoy the winnings that you keep getting bet after bet. Slowly, you will start realizing that you are going to never lose. Once you have reached a sizable win, you start off from the basic bet again in the next cycle or next game set. But it does come with few dangers, including grave ones. If you continue recklessly on this path without a mechanism to stop sanely, you will lose all your winnings and may even end up being bankrupt when combined with compulsive gambling. Also, once you are on the losing streak, you may even end up into impulsive moves and totally lose the plot. Hence, I need to emphasize that while IQ is important, but EQ is far more important.